If you don't know who Charles Munger is, you're missing out. Let's just say that if it weren't for Warren Buffett, Munger might hold the title of the world's most famous investor. And not just because Munger, Buffett's right-hand man and Berkshire Hathaway's co-chairman, is an extraordinary investor. He is, of course, and he's a multi-billionaire. But what makes both Buffett and Munger so appealing to everyday investors is their ability to distill complex investing topics into simple sentences. Buffett's words of wisdom have been repeated endlessly, but Munger doesn't get enough face time. Knowing what you don't know is more useful than being brilliant. Acknowledging what you don't know is the dawning of wisdom. Identify your circle of competence and use your knowledge when possible to stay away from things you don't understand. There are no points for difficulty at work or in life. Avoiding folly is easier than seeking brilliance. Stop looking for shortcuts. Start compounding small amounts of money and skill instead. There's no easy way to build wealth. If there were, everyone would already be rich. It's not supposed to be easy. Anyone who finds it easy is not there yet. There are no shortcuts. One thing I learned from Naval early on was that every get-rich-quick scheme gets the person selling the scheme rich, not you. Stop cutting corners and start focusing on creating value instead. Start compounding small amounts of money and skill and watch it grow for decades. Charlie Munger and Warren Buffett know how to get rich because they've done it. Buffett has compounded his money at a higher rate than anyone else in finance, and the question they get most often is, how can I do what you're doing? Measure risk and independence. All investment evaluation should begin by measuring risk, especially reputational. Circa 2003-2007, investors loved banks because they were big and made lots of money. What few asked was how much risk were they taking? Right now, investors love companies like Amazon.com and Quality Systems because shares have gone gangbusters. Those who properly analyze how much risk the run-ups have added will end up happiest. Only in fairy tales are emperors told they are uncovered. Maybe the hardest part of investing is that the greatest odds of being right to come when most think you're wrong and vice versa. If you plan to watch CNBC and invest in what most talking heads like, you'll likely end up with average results at best. Some of the biggest winners of 2009 are companies like Ford and American Express, both of which elicited nothing but giggles and blank stares earlier this year. Prepare ahead. The only way to win is to work, and hope to have a few insights. The past decade was defined by delusions of success. Buy a house and you'll be rich. Have a credit card and you'll be rich. Buy penny stocks and you'll be rich. Live in America and you'll be rich. None of it was true, but this fact is as true today as it's been for once. The best way to become financially successful is to work hard, save harder, learn a lot, and invest patiently and prudently. That, or work at Goldman Sachs. Have intellectual humility. Acknowledging what you don't know is the dawning of wisdom. Ask any successful investor his secret to success, and you would know that the most important quality for an investor is temperament, how he behaves under different situations, not intellect. In simple words, as an investor, your attitude will play a major role in your investing success than your aptitude. A related Munger quote, "The iron rule of life is that only 20% of the people can be in the top fifth. Sad but true. You're not Warren Buffett. You don't know what's going to happen next year. Most people probably can't fully comprehend what Google does, though its business may seem simple on the face of it. You might not even know what a balance sheet is. It's okay, and not just okay, but vital to admit it, and either pass on things you don't understand or learn from someone who does. The alternative is investing in the Rosette style. Las Vegas is for that. Better food, though." The entire idea about the circle of competence concept is to help you find your spots, which is so very important to your success as an investor. Analyze rigorously. Use effective checklists to minimize errors and omissions. There's truth to the adage that people spend a month researching a new dishwasher, but 10 minutes researching a new stock. Take your time, be patient, be selective, read annual reports, crunch numbers, get other people's opinions. This is the hard-earned money we're talking about. Allocate assets wisely. Proper allocation of capital is an investor's #1 job. Last fall, stock funds were liquidated en masse while money market funds got inundated with demand. No doubt this was because investors feared the worst was ahead, but it also took a big scary event to make people realize their allocation was dangerously skewed. Too many stocks, too little cash. The worst part is that most of these investors had to either sell or increase cash savings at precisely the same time stocks were cheapest. Have patience. Resist the natural human bias to act. We are facing in the right direction. All we have to do is keep on walking. It captures the essence of how we can train ourselves to be patient. In life, while investing our hard-earned money, look at patience like a muscle that grows stronger as we exercise it. So if you want to become a patient investor, it's important you first practice patience in your daily life. Impatience is the #1 enemy of any investor, and patience is possibly the greatest virtue an investor can have. Always remember that life might be a race against time, but it is enriched when we rise above our instincts and stop the clock to process and understand what we are doing and why. A wise decision requires reflection, and reflection requires a pause. Have control over your emotions. The market is there to serve you, not instruct you. Be decisive, be ready for change. When proper circumstances present themselves, act with decisiveness and conviction. Live with change and accept unremovable complexity. If the past 2 years taught us anything, it's that what you don't think can happen not only can, but probably will. In personal finance and investing, there's no more dangerous place to be than relying 100% on a certain set of circumstances. That's just not how life works. Stay focused, keep it simple, and remember what you set out to do. If genius was what was required to make money from stocks, the stock market experts would have become rich by investing their own money and not selling worthless stock advice to gullible small investors. But it doesn't happen that way, right? As Dale Carnegie said, success is getting what you want. Happiness is wanting what you get. It doesn't get better than that. If you find this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe.